Hello everyone, my name is Fish and welcome back to another video. Today guys, we are going to be learning how to use AFK fish farms. Yes, that's right. We need to learn this and master the skill of AFK fishing once and for all. So in order for us to understand how AFK fish farms work, we need to look at all the mechanics behind an AFK fish farm. So yeah, we're gonna go step by step in mechanics. So the first mechanic in an AFK fish farm is actually getting a nice redstone signal, and we can do that by pressure plates or tripwire hooks if there's string attached to them and there's another one. So yeah. Next thing that we need is obviously water, because we need to go fishing, right guys? Yeah, okay. And the way we do that is by using, well, usually waterlogged blocks, because we're able to place these guys on top of them. Yeah, if you don't have a waterlogged block, you can use these guys with string, and that's what people in 1.12 will use. Yeah, so pretty cool. The next thing is how to keep the cursor, or basically the hitbox of the fishing rod, distracted, but think that you're going to actually bring the fishing rod back in while you're just clicking. Yes, that is probably the most complicated part of this video. Now quickly, let's go ahead and have a look. So this allows you to click indefinitely. Same with item frames, they're silent, but you know, you can make these silent with block on top, as you can see there. And what we do is we cast the fishing rod and then click on this, allowing us to actually reel in something when it's time. Next thing we need to do is actually look at these guys, door and a trapdoor. Both of these can only be activated by redstone, and we're using that so that we can, when we get that redstone signal back over there, we can open our access to one of these guys. Alright, next up is actually the combination of the two. So yeah, and now if we bring all the mechanics together, there we go. Quite easy. Alrighty, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and have a look how to use these things. So the first thing is actually getting yourself a fishing rod. Now you may start out by just crafting one of these with 1, 2, 3 sticks and then 2 string below it, and you will have a fishing rod. And eventually you're going to fish enough with just your regular fishing rod to be able to get something along the lines of a perfect fishing rod, and that is basically all the max enchantments a fishing rod can have: mending, unbreaking 3, look at the sea 3, and lure 3. Now I'm going to be honest here, unbreaking 3 is really not necessary for this, because I mean, let's face it, are we actually gonna break our fishing rod when there's mending? Anyways, mending, however, is because your fishing rod will continuously repair itself while AFK fishing, because you get XP from AFK fishing. Very cool. Alrighty, so let's look at basically what this does. So if we aim here, we're just gonna aim at this, allowing us to actually cast the fishing rod. Because if we aim at this, we obviously don't cast it, so that's why we have to aim at a different block, which allows us to cast it, which basically any block except a clickable block will do. And yeah, we're getting away with that by casting and then clicking. So if we cast and then click, as you can see, it's left out there. So if we're aiming, say this is our players right here, and we're aiming basically right around here, or sorry, here, our cursor is going to, when this opens, go all the way down to here, and that is going to allow us to fish. Now this is sending that nice redstone signal to this, and that is allowing us to open this so we can actually get access to this. Let's have a quick look how this works. And there we go. As you can see, we have actually casted, and if we go ahead and wait a little bit, there we go, we're recasted. Nice. Alright. The next design by me, obviously that one was by Doc. I'll leave a link in the description with his video in there. Anyways, alright, this right here is my design. The same principle applies. There we go. See? Look at that. Nice and simple. And there we go. You heard that little XP orb, and we got 2 pufferfish. So, well, actually, I think I had one in there before from previous recordings. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at my final design, which is the tileable one. Very similar to DocM's, but oh shoot, I messed up when building this. Haha, funny me. Huh, it doesn't work. I really messed up. There we go. There we go. So yeah, same principle applies basically. I just didn't really build it right, but yeah, whatever. You'd obviously build it right if you were following the tutorial. And yeah, some of these, you know, we don't talk about how good they work. Anyways, guys, so that is the basics of AFK fishing. Now, something a lot of people find is that this is going about, and something that can actually cause that, if I go ahead and do something along the lines of this and quickly stop the water, or something that can stop that, sorry, my bad, and I just updated all the water, which really is not the best idea. So let's quickly get rid of the water. I don't need the other AFK fish farms anymore. So yeah, anyways, if we go ahead and look here, this shouldn't activate it. Now, you're thinking, why? Well, that's because there's no block to carry the redstone signal. And the reason that this is carrying the redstone signal is because it's right next to it. So if we actually put a redstone dust right over here, we would see that it activates. But if we went ahead and I don't know how to do this, but if I quickly do something along the lines of this, and we do something like that, and we put redstone dust here, and we go ahead, as you see, we don't get a signal down below it. So, and water does not carry redstone signals. So yeah. Now, some other problems people are having is their fishing rod is sinking all the way to the bottom, and that is something, unfortunately, you cannot fix. That is a problem with the platform you are using. Now, actually, while I'm on the subject, you can only be using this on Java Edition PC. Console Edition, and which is Bedrock Edition, which basically is mobile, basically any other edition of Minecraft besides Java, this stuff does not apply to. Now, Java is the main Minecraft, but if you guys are playing it on your phone or on your, let's say, Xbox, PS4, anything along those lines, any console that is, you know, yeah, this stuff will not work because of the way redstone mechanics and just mechanics in general have changed between that Minecraft and this Minecraft. So yeah. Now, the last problem people have is something like this, where they can't really cast it. Now, if we click F3 and B, we see this little hitbox of a thing. Now, we go ahead and aim it over here. As you see, our hitbox just keeps getting thrown out there. Now, something that you need to keep in mind is that what's happening is you're not actually clicking this thing. Now, that's all fine and good, but when you recast, we'll quickly have a look here. You are able to cast just like so, but sometimes it will actually do something like this. Now, that is very frustrating, and especially if your cursor is, you know, not too, like, if you're trying to get it the right area, a good rule of thumb is basically having it so your cursor will either meet this edge of the note block, or this edge of the trapdoor. So if we quickly look at that, this edge of the trapdoor, there we go, or this edge of the note block, which is probably still the top of the edge of the trapdoor. But either way, you're actually getting most of it. Now, any other area in here may cause a problem. Now, a good thing to keep in mind is if this is on a multiplayer server, you will get like input lag or some sort of ping lag, or just random lag in general because you're on a multiplayer server, and you could just be like recasting forever, and then you'll finally get it, and it might take a little bit more time in between fishing. Now, the last thing I want to bring up before I end this video off and edit it and stuff, I just want to say that there's been a few people saying that this that you need to have daylight above your AFK fishing setup, and they are absolutely correct. But you don't need daylight. So if we quickly look here, we will still catch something even though we are under daylight, or not under daylight, we are under that block I just placed. But what will happen is it'll just take longer. Now that is something that is a very viable and easy thing to fix, especially even if you're building this underground. As you see, we still caught something, but definitely wasn't as fast as if we just destroyed that and went fishing. It would be much faster, as we'll see here. And that was about half the time it took. I did make cuts, but yeah, it was longer. Now that's something to keep in mind. If you don't really care how much, because you're just going to be leaving it for, I don't know, 48 hours and you're just going to be gone, I don't think it would really matter. I feel like the loot would still be good. But if you're going to be maybe leaving it for an hour, maybe 2 hours, that is when having a light source above it really matters, as you know, you catch more fish within that amount of time, or more of a chance to get lucky drops or treasure drops, which, by the way, guys, are basically any enchanted book or fishing items. I don't quite know. I'll have some sort of page linked to the wiki in the description below if you guys want to check that out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have been PuppyFish, and yeah, that's my hitbox. And yeah, I am out.